Back home and a change of pace in the age of digital video and massive smart TVs, the traditional film experience is getting harder to find. But Christopher Nolan's epic, Oppenheimer, is showing film is still the king. To explain why, it's good morning to our king, Image Matrix tech editor, and of course, massive film buff, Djuro. Djuro, what makes this film so good?
Good morning to you, Tim. What makes this film so good is that you can see it in its maximum format, which is IMAX 70mm. And Christopher Nolan is an absolute stickler for doing things in analog. And you can see some of the behind-the-scenes stuff here from the set of Oppenheimer and the massive IMAX camera. You know, being shot on 65, 70mm IMAX film means it is a huge experience that can only be experienced in the biggest screens in the world. And the one that you have to go to is in Melbourne. There's no other screen in Australia. In fact, there's only 30 screens in the world that can show it at the top format. But there you have some other formats. At the top is IMAX 70mm. I saw it in 70mm of a film. So you think that's just as good, but that's what 70mm film looks like up against IMAX 70mm, Tim, because IMAX goes horizontally through the projector and through the camera, and that gives you a bigger, sort of squarer picture. So as you can see here, the setup is amazing. 18 kilometres long, this film, and it comes in over 50 canisters that they have to stitch together. This is the IMAX cinema in Melbourne, and they actually had to put back their projector. The IMAX is called 1570. If you see that, that means 15 perforations along the film for a 70mm. So they took it out, put it back in, all because of Christopher Nolan. This has been a purely analog process, from the film negative to the eventual seeing on the screens, whether it is in IMAX 70 or I just saw it in 70mm in Sydney the other day. It is purely a delight to watch. So in the days, as you said in the introduction, Tim, of high-tech televisions, digital video, digital film, this is such a joy to see, what a joy to watch. And whatever you think of the movie, you cannot fault the production, which shows old school film is still king when it comes to image technology.
Oh, he's an absolute genius, Nolan, and he's quirky as well, of course. This analogue attraction means that he doesn't have a smartphone himself, and he doesn't allow phones on set for the 10 or 12 hours that they're shooting. But the big question, is it a good movie? Is it worth going to watch? I know you're not a movie reviewer, but is it worth watching?
Well, we're all movie reviewers, and but it is absolutely brilliant. If you have any interest in the Manhattan Project, the atomic development through the war, then you want to see it. But it's just a beautiful film. 9 out of 10 from me, and it would have got 10 out of 10 if it had a bit more of the science stuff in it, but it's just amazing. The acting is some of the best I've ever seen in my life. Cillian Murphy, give him the Oscar now. Give it to everyone else. And please, if you speak to Cillian, it's Cillian, not Cillian.
Yeah, I'll make sure I get to watch that. Now, there's a new iPhone in Australia, changing the subject. It's so powerful. It comes with a fan. What's this about, Djuro?
Yeah, so Tim, this is a new Android phone, and this is called the Asus ROG Phone 7 Ultimate, and you're looking at it here. It comes in this amazing box. Asus is obviously strong in the gaming firm, and in fact, that's the unboxing experience. Use the box to set it up. It's really cool. But look at this screen. It's massive when you compare it against the iPhone. It is a huge phone, but look at that. That is a cooler. It attaches to the back. And Tim, what happens when you game and do high processor intensive activity is phones get hot. And here you can see the interface, which gives you the temperature of the device. It really is amazing. This phone is insane. It's got extra USB ports on the side. You've got a headphone jack, and there's another port out the back. It's got normal camera array at the back. It's pretty good. Little screen on the back as well. This is a crazy, crazy phone, and the buttons at the top are like ultrasonic buttons. And I had a little play with it, and I can tell you, I almost couldn't put it down because this thing is so much fun to use. It's not cheap though, because the prices for the two phones, the phone 7 is $1,799, and the Ultimate is $2,999. But as you can see, it is absolutely brilliant. And that little fan on the side there, and I can hold it up here as well, Tim, is quite amazing. And it works really well. And it's got lights and extra buttons. I mean, the kids would, kids or adults will absolutely be blown away from it. That's the Asus ROG Phone 7 Ultimates, available now.
They'll love it, available now. And you found a Bluetooth headset that's ideal for hybrid work. Tell me.
So this is pretty cool. This is from Djuro. It's the Evolve 2 65 Flex, and it is pretty unique because if you're involved in work, you on the go and hybrid work, Tim, so you've got a headset on every day, all day, it becomes tiring and it can hurt your ears. This is really soft. It's got a boom on it, so you can really get great audio when you want to speak to people. And the fact that you can wear it for so long due to the extra softening of the earmuffs around you is so good. So you can take it anywhere. It's got the noise cancellation, but the great thing is it's built to work with Teams, Zoom, and all those sorts of things. So it's a very, very good headset. That's from Djuro. It's around $500, more with a stand. The stand's pretty cool, how it sits there and recharges. Very comfortable. So if you're worried about your ears, then check out those new Djuros.
Yeah, and for this, more info on anything that we've discussed and much, much more, of course, it's Image Matrix Tech, the place to go.
Absolutely. Get out and see Oppenheimer, Tim. You'll love it.
I'll do it, and I'll stay awake for this one. Good to see you, Djuro.
Great to see you, Tim. Bye, mate.